Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled A Hesped for Rav Malinowitz, Zaicher, Zaddik, Livracha. Ramat Beit Shemesh was shocked yesterday, Thursday afternoon, Parshas Chayesar, to hear the news of Rav Malinowitz. Has been in our community well over a decade and such a powerhouse in our community. To hear his passing. We knew he was sick, an infection in the leg, but no one could have imagined such a disaster for our community, for the Malinowitz family, and somehow it strikes us. And just my zechus to be Rav in the community and have a connection with him over the years. Talk over shilas that came up with him, and other areas that we had connection as well. And just a few words. I could really only just scratch the surface of the man, but even a few words, I hope, are going to be positive for us to talk about and hear and remember this giant that lived amongst us. So first of all, I was just amazed, and Rabbi Kornfeld Shlita said this several times, and I would just like to give a few examples of Rav Kornfeld Shlita's ideas about Rav Malinowitz. I was amazed about Yashar, emes. So you'll say, all rabbis, all people, Jews, of course we want to have emes and Yashar. That is true. No question about it. But there's certain areas where it really comes out. This man is an ish emes. Very often we could be an ish emes, and it's also a popular idea. Tell people you have to learn a lot of Torah. It's emes. The Torah tells us to push our keyless to learn, and it's politically incorrect to push people to learn. Come out. What are you hanging out at home? You have to have more shiurim. Yeah, that's emes and popular. People might get upset with you, but no one's going to say, hey, what's crazy rabbi? He's telling me to learn more. Hakpad on halacha, you should be asking more shaylas, and it's emes, and of course people want to be pushed in those areas. We have a parenting class in our shul, you have to come to it to be good parents. Emes and popular goes hand in hand. What about when emes and popularity do not go hand in hand? Do you still speak emes? Well, you just quite don't talk about it all, or chas v'shalom. You move over to popularity and you give up emes, chas v'shalom. So you have all types. You have those sometimes chas v'shalom, because of popularity, they just move over and say things like, what? Then you have those just keep quiet, avoid controversial areas. And then you have Rav Malinowitz. Ish emes atasof. If he has a certain opinion on a certain matter, people are going to like what I say, they don't like what I'm going to say. They'll think it's proper, they'll think it's not proper. It's my obligation as a Jew, as a Ben Torah, and as a Rav community, give over my understanding of emes. Some examples. I couldn't believe when he spoke in Menat HaMor in my shul, in our shul, 7-8 years ago. It was a shul, it's a speech where different speakers came to speak about Harabayas. And he's going in and he's saying, listen, people say, no, we can't work it out. I said, what kind of things they can't work it out? It would be like saying, we really can't get married. The issues of need, you're going to start chas v'shalom, be over this or of need. The Korah said, babies shouldn't get married. Halach has a way of dealing with challenges. And here too, Halach has a way to work out challenges with Harabayis, and that's it. Personally says, I don't go to Harabayis for different reasons. But yeah, of course, it's a sugya needs to be looked into and worked on. He supported those who go. Now forget about whether it's the right thing to do to go Harabayis. Irrelevant now. We're talking about Rav Malinowitz, not Harabayis. But Rav Malinowitz could go ahead and talk in a positive way about a topic where the majority of the rabbis in Israel are against. You can't go, you don't know the right place. If you go, you're going to go mislead people. You're not going to go to mikveh, you're going to go to wrong. It's a taboo topic for many, 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 and Rav Malinowitz was out there in the yeshivish world. And he's talking about it and praising those who go, and having shiurim in his shul about it, and speaking elsewhere about it. So forget about the details of Harabayis. Do we appreciate the ish emes? He's going to get feedback. He's going to get feedback from his chevra, from many in the Haredi world that are going to say, hey, this is taboo, this is against us Torah. For Malinowitz, emes. This is how I see it. Take another topic. Rav Kornfeld mentioned this as well. I just want to elaborate. For the Anglos who are coming, making Aliyah, Anglo Yeshivish, you have Anglo Yeshivish from America, and Chutzlatz, and the Anglo Yeshivish in Eretz Israel, and the two don't always meet. And very often you're going to come Anglo Yeshivas, you're going to come to Eretz Israel, and You're going to jump into the yeshivish world here, hook, line, and sinker, and others are going to say, no, I'll take certain benefits of the yeshivish world, other parts I'm going to do my own thing, and one area, a lightning rod for machlokes, is secular studies in high school. Huge topic. You have shittas this way, shittas that way, and you have mechkarim and statistics this way, that way. You can go on forever. And many Anglo yeshivish will say, this part of Israeli yeshivish world, we don't take. We want to have secular studies. We want to go to a place like Marava, Mesivta, Narada, where they're yeshivish, but they have secular studies, and my kid's going to walk out with a regents, a bagrut, tuda. And Malinowitz didn't hold that way. He said, based on his studies, his analysis, yeshiva k'tan is the way to go. What about parnasa and getting a degree? He had his answers. Once again, just like Harvai, it's wrong, right? Doesn't make a difference. Wrong, right? Yeshiva katana, get a better, that doesn't make a difference. That's not the point here. The point is to see the greatness of a person who's going to take a stand and say yeshiva katana is the way to go. That's the way to go. That's what he held was MS. And he felt he did his research, and he was able to see that even without bagriot, people could still succeed or not. It's a very debatable point, but that doesn't matter now. What matters now is this Ish MS. Ish MS. Now, how many people in the Gehila are going to say, Rav Malinowitz, this is not what we want to hear. This is not what we think is right and proper. As a limb, as why you yeshivish, we don't want to hear this. We should not give our children a secular education in high school. For Rav Malinowitz, the criteria was not, will I be popular with this Shabbos speech or not? Will I get some more brownie points, and they're going to renew my contract next year? It's so far from his mind. He only has one thing on his mind. His understanding of MS, of Ratzon Hashem, of what's Yashar, what's Tov. People could disagree. But that was his criteria. Massive Talmud Chacham, a man who investigated things the way he saw fit to investigate and come to his conclusions, and that's it. That's amazing. Amazing. That is a rare individual in this day and age. MS Atasov. Popular, not popular, not his criteria. I remember he always would joke with me. Comes to elections, I always lose many members over elections. Because once again, he wasn't party line. He was MS according to Rav Malinowitz Zatzal, according to the way he saw it. And he may come to a conclusion, which some of his colleagues may have said, what? And someone would say, well, that's not the Das Torah popular opinion, Das Torah world. And some of his members may say, what? And his answer is, this is how I see it. This is my MS, how I understand it. Rav Moshe Feinstein says, in his introduction to Igros Moshe, Or Chaim Aleph, he says that a Talmud Chacham goes to a sig and paskins how he sees it. That's MS. And he's not faulted for it. He's going and giving over MS, where he's not clouded by ego, by popularity, by other kinds of motivations. That's MS. That's psak. So this was his derech. His chesed, of course, always available for everyone in his community, day and night. It wasn't always easy for him to schlep and this and that, be available. I know personally, I'd email him with shaylas, especially Choshen Mishpat. That was his baby for months. He based in Choshen Mishpat shaylas. I'd call him, be available. So I know it's just me. A few times over the years, I'd call, and I know how much he was available for his kehila and the beautiful family that he produced, and that kehila-based tefillah. It's an unbelievable kehila. You go to the kehila, you see learners, earnest people learning hours a day and then making parnasa for their family. It's just a model community. And he built it. He built it. So really incredible to think how a man built the world of Torah with the Shas, art school Shas, built over Torah in America, then kept his connection to America, but came here to build a community and build Torah as a Talmud Chacham who saw MS after researching each sugya, had his conclusions based on one thing only, his understanding of MS, popular or not. He just went for it. He lived his life, and we saw today thousands of people there the Kavod Achron, the impact that he had on all of us and all of Klal Yisrael. May his family have Nechama, may Kehila have Nechama, and may his memory always be an inspiration and a bracha for all of us and for all of Klal Yisrael. Shalom.